Standard unsuspicious human Earth greeting. Today we'll be working on box foxes. Alright guys, I have changed the crate smashing system over from armor stands to area effect clouds and ran into one unusual thing. Basically I just changed the word armor stand to area effect cloud for everything referring to crates. But the one weird thing that I found was that the slash attack didn't work. This used to be a 1 and I had to lower it, and that might just be maybe area effect clouds are summoned at a different height relative to the player, or maybe they are measured from a different point to armor stand. So I'm gonna have to keep an eye on that one, but I think it's been changed over without any problems. So a few people sent over maps. I don't know whether I should look at those in a video, go through them. Most of them were too short, unfortunately, but there were some cool ideas in them, so thank you for sending those. I don't know if people want me to go over those in an episode. Today I want to work on some new kinds of crate. That's the aim for today. While I was in Switzerland, as I said, I worked on some crate mechanics, some ideas for different types of crate. So this is just a standard crate which can be broken from any direction, but for quite a while now we've had this foxy piston lying around, which I'd like to use to launch players. You seeing that? It's really weird, jerky behavior there. I don't think that... I'd like to think that isn't a resource pack issue. I'd like to think that. Yeah, so we've got... Just had a thought. Are piston extensions, like, are this bit of a piston solid? Like, do they let light through when they're expanded? Probably not, right? Sidetracked. Anyway, the point is that today we're going to work on some new boxes, and the first one I'd like to do is the launching box, which can't be broken from above, but if you jump on it, it triggers it to expand upwards and launch the player up. So I think that'll be quite a cool one. Somebody's also sent in an iron texture for these crates. So if you ever want any crates, for example, a launching crate which does launch you but can't be broken at all, i.e. doesn't count towards the final box count, then we can use those as well. So that'd be kind of neat. We can use the sticky piston for that maybe. So there's one thing with these pistons, as far as I'm aware, there's no way we can just make them expand. So we have two options. One would be to simulate a piston press by having one block model for a open crate and one for the piston head, and like separate the models. Or we only put these in places where we can put a redstone block underneath them like that. Whoop! Which is going to be a lot easier, to be honest. And the other thing, the thing that we might run into here is that if we're giving players the launch effect at the same time as they're being pushed by this piston head, we've got to check they don't glitch into it or that it doesn't look stupid. So that's the first thing to think about with that. So the first thing we want to do is we want to choose the location of our crate and summon in an area effect cloud. So the way I do this is, first of all, I center myself on the block. Hang on, let's put this back down here. So I do set block, set block, get the coordinates, change this to TP, change this to 12, press enter. Oh, actually that was fine at 11. So we're now where the box will be. So we're at the very center of the box. And then I summon an area effect cloud with a custom name of crate and a very long duration. This is the really long duration, the most longest duration that I was talking about in the last episode, and we'll level with that. So there we go, there's our area effect cloud for that crate. And then we can push this button over here to we need to give it a break state score as well. I think maybe I just need to jump on it now. If I reset it, it's weird, I think it needs a break state score, which it isn't given originally. So, okay, we've now got our crate here. This is a regular crate, which actually leads me to wonder, why can't I jump on this? That's weird. That happens sometimes, and I'm a little worried about it. But I'm not sure what causes it. So we'll have to work out what the rules are for why sometimes jumping on it doesn't work. So currently we can tell this crate not to be broken from the top. We can go, I believe it's called no feet, no jump. It'll probably be called no jump. Let's have a look. Launch player on jump. Launch player on jump. Where is the jump shatter initiated? Found it. It's right at the end here. It's called no jump. So this is the tag we want to give it. And theoretically, if we give it this tag, we should be able to break the crate in any way except jumping on it. So we can do scoreboard players tag add no jump. So now if I jump on it, we should be unable to break it by jumping on it. Now we should still be able to pound it and do other things to it. So let's just go into game mode 2 a second and try pounding it. Yep, that works fine. Cool. So it looks like we're all good here. If I just quickly reset this. Now, what we do need to still do is tell this crate what kind of crate it is, because currently with the reset over here, we just set block a furnace at every crate that isn't a checkpoint. So we need a score or a tag telling it what kind of crate it is. I think the crate type is only relevant to its display block. So we can probably go for a tag instead of a score with a number per type of block or something. So I guess if it doesn't have a tag, we just make it a standard box. So name equals crate, score, break state, min equals 1, tag, not equals checkpoint, set block furnace. Okay, so that's technically every kind of block. I suppose they should all have a name, really. They should all have a tag. But for now, I think we can just do 2 set blocks. I'm just going to move this over 1. And then in here, we can copy this. Execute any name equals crate score break state 12, score break state min 11, tag equals what do we call it? Launch crate. Set block. Piston. And I don't know what orientation of piston we need. I seem to remember having to test this over here. I've removed the command block. Okay. Okay, it has a damage value of 1 that we want to check for. Or, sorry, it has a damage of 1. So, now if we go and tag this as launch crate. And we quickly break that. There we go. Then pushing this should give us a piston crate here. What is it? It is a piston. Okay, so that's cool. So if we power that, yeah, all right. So we can set the types of crate now, which is awesome. Now we need to make it so if a player jumps on it, it gives them a launch score and sets a redstone block briefly under it. Which shouldn't be too hard. So we probably need to tell... We probably need to give this some sort of delay so that it can set the redstone block, wait a moment, and then remove the redstone block again. So let's start by checking if a player has jumped on the crate. So we want to execute at all area effect clouds. Name equals crate. Tag equals jump crate, did we call it? This is the problem with these names if we don't remember them. I think I need to write them down over here. I think I said jump crate. Launch crate. See, I'm forgetting already. Launch crate. There, we've got it written down. Somewhere outside of a command block. Tag equals launch crate. And we'll execute as if it's a block higher than it is to check for players in that area. And then we'll quickly tell at A, R equals 0. Here. So we should find jumping on this. Okay, it's telling us even when we don't want it to at the moment. We also want it to have a velocity, check our velocity, but it shouldn't be telling us here from there. Tell at A, R equals 0, here. What happens if we set that to 2? Okay, nothing around the edges. Standing on top tells us how far from on top. Okay. So would it, for instance, if we put a block here, standing in the villager bubble, would it tell us from here? It will. Okay, we need something lower then. Okay, I'm just putting it 2 blocks up. I think we'll just have to be careful with how we place these crates. Score velocity min equals 6. I think 6 is the break velocity. So now it should only tell us here when we jump on it. Boop. And we probably also want to check that they're on ground. Score in air equals 0. Okay. Boop. Good. So we get 1 message there. So what we want to do with that is there's 2 things we need to do. We need to levitate the player, and we need to cause the piston head to extend. So I suppose we should extend the piston head first, because otherwise the player will be out of range potentially. So here we want to execute back off of the player onto the armor stand, onto the area effect cloud to set the block. Because if we set the block off the player, we may be within radius 0, but technically... let's try executing off the player. -2. Set block, redstone block. Okay, so let's just see if we can trick it. Yeah, see, we can, if we jump on the edge, it doesn't launch us. We could just, I don't know, if you jumped on the edge of this, you probably would want it to still launch you, wouldn't you? Maybe we need to work off the item frames in the sky that you see up there, instead of directly off the player. I think that's probably what we're going to have to do, so that we can launch from this angle, and then we have to execute off the area effect cloud. So if I jumped on this now, it does that, which is pretty cool. We're getting somewhere. It's behaving most annoyingly. It's not very consistent. Like, it launched me that time. When I hit it again, it doesn't launch me. Sometimes I can just jump and it doesn't launch me at all. Look at that. Very odd. See? and then it does. Like, what's the rule? I'm not doing anything different. It's being very oddly picky. I'm not really sure why that's happening. I'm executing... This is copied from the normal jump code. Execute at all with an in-air score of at least 1, with a velocity of 6. At least 6, with an pounding score of 0, because you still want to be able to pound these crates. To execute at the item frame, 42 blocks above the player. To execute at area effect clouds with a radius of 0. I wonder whether this is the same thing as before with the area effect cloud technically being lower. I'm going to try something a second. Okay, so I've got an armor stand and an area effect cloud here. First I'm going to do set block execute at E, name equals test, radius equals 6, set block 3 blocks above stone. So they both set block to the same place. Now let's try a particle effect, which is a lot more accurate. Particle flame 3 blocks above, spread of 0, speed of 0, count of 10. They appear to be executing from exactly the same spot. So, still in the middle of the block. Huh. Area effect clouds get pulled down by pistons. That can't be... That can't be right. That can't be an intentional thing. What? What? Pistons push area effect clouds. I hadn't... They didn't used to do that, seriously, I swear. Why would you want pistons to be able to push area effect clouds? That is... Okay. Yeah, now the bounce crate thing is working perfectly. I love that I can press space to reach a different height. It's kind of cool. Although it does then stop me from bouncing off of it. Okay, so something we could consider doing is teleporting it up as part of this command. So right now, if I go to game mode 3 and I TP sparks to at E type equals crate, name equals crate, radius equals 3. So my Y is exactly 11.5 right now. So that's in the very middle of that block. If I power the piston, it's now up here. I'm not entirely sure why it's up there now, but if we teleport to that, we've gone from 11.5 to... we're now at 13.1. So we can work out how far we've gone and teleport ourselves back in that direction. Teleport the area effect cloud back. So, problem is that it probably takes... I don't know how many ticks it takes for a piston to fully extend. I'm not sure. So I'm not sure how long it takes the area effect cloud to get to where it is. I think we're going to have to set up a delay on this anyway to set the piston back to an unpushed state. So I suppose we need a new scoreboard objective. So I'm going to change this over so it doesn't set the redstone block anymore. Instead, it executes on the it sets the area effect clouds piston push score to 1. Scoreboard objectives set display sidebar piston push. Okay, and then here we're going to execute on all area effect clouds with a piston push score of 1. So execute at the type equals area effect cloud, name equals crate, tag equals launch crate. We can change that for score piston push min equals 1, score piston push equals 1, to set the launch score of the player to 4. At the same time, we will get it to set block a redstone block to extend the piston. Set block redstone block here, and then we want to scoreboard players remove at a score piston push min equals 1 piston push 1. So if the piston's push score is more than 0, it will slowly take away 1. So if we were setting it to 1 here, oh, we should make it add 1 here actually, if it has at least 1, and then we can decide how long we want it to add up to before it removes the redstone block and teleports itself back down. I don't remember what differences I said there were now. 11.5 to 13.1 I think it was. So it's 1.5 blocks difference. So now when I jump on this, it should have its score rise up to 10 and then to 0, which it's doing. That's good. However, for some reason it's not set blocking the... It's not giving me a launch score. This is ridiculous. It doesn't behave the same each time I do it. It's like, what is going on? I don't think it likes being teleported. Okay, guys. Well, I'm gonna leave this one for a bit and move on, and see whether any of you have any good ideas for how to fix this. In the meantime, I guess we can go and move on to some other crates. So one of the things I wanted to do is a reinforced crate, which can't be broken from the side or underneath or being jumped on. The only way to kill it is to ground pound, which should be pretty easy. We will need a texture for it at some point, but it basically involves making it so that ground pound is the only attack which can destroy it, and then just give it some sort of tough, like darker, chained style thing. Like maybe have a metal outer frame with a wooden inner frame or something. I'm not quite sure. If anyone wants to design some textures for it, they're welcome to. But it should be pretty easy to implement. In fact, I don't think we even need to give it a special tag. Where we do, because we need to give it the correct texture. But so the standard crate it just sets a furnace with a damage of 0. So we can move all these over again. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to give it the tag strong crate, and set it to furnace with a damage value of 1. So it'll look pretty much identical. It'll just be oriented a different way. It'll still be a furnace, just a different damage value. So I guess we'll do that for now. I'm going to put that name down here as well. Launch crate, strong crate. Okay, so for a strong crate, this should be all we need. Summon, and then the tags, no jump, no slash, no dash, no headbutt, no TNT, and strong crate for the texture. So I think it was no headbutt. Yeah, it is. Okay, so theoretically we've created this crate. This is a lot easier than the other crate. So if I just kill this crate here, then we summon this new one, we should find that we don't bounce off it. It doesn't launch us, but we should be able to ground pound it. Let's just give ourselves a way up. Going to game mode 2. That's 3. Ground pound. I think I missed. Okay, either way. Okay, so that's setting it correctly. It looks like it has a different orientation to this crate over here, so that's good. It's getting the right texture. And if we pound it... hang on, let's try... slash. Broke it. Damn. Okay, that tag must be wrong then. Dash. Also works. Shouldn't work. Headbutt doesn't work. That's good. I think we're forgetting to check for certain tags here. Jump doesn't work. That's good. So slash and dash work when they shouldn't. That should be a capital N. And that should be a capital N. There we go. I'm not very consistent with my naming standards. So we should be able to pound this. Good. Cool. I like it. And I should be able to now no longer do that or that. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So that's a crate done in a couple of seconds compared to the other crate. Another crate that I've got written down is the TNT crates. Now those should be fun to work on today. So a TNT crate. We're not going to use Minecraft TNT because it's a little unpredictable. But I think what we're going to do is we're going to have a TNT crate, which, when jumped on, basically, it should, I suppose, if you jump on it, it will cause the fuse to ignite, and it'll count down. And the way I would imagine that being is that we have a sort of reddish coloured crate, maybe, or like a crate that looks like TNT. And when you jump on it, the number on the side changes 3, 2, 1, or it announces it or something, or beeps a couple of times, and then explodes. And the explosion won't be an actual explosion, it'll be like an execute on entities within a radius. So if it's a crate entity, it'll tell it, unless it has the no TNT tag, which is no TNT, which this one over here has, no TNT, then it will tell the crate to destroy itself. It'll give it the correct break state score. If there's a player within that radius, it will kill them, and if there's a some other bad guy, we haven't even considered the bad guys or looked at mobs in general for this game yet, but we will eventually have it do that as well. So I'll be right back. Okay, so our TNT crate is going to have the no headbutt tag and the TNT crate tag. I think we should be able to break it any other way, but I think that if you break it in any way other than jumping on it, it should probably blow you up. Okay, so I've set this to be a wool block for now, red wool. We'll have it changed to orange wool and then white wool and then blow up for now, and then we'll probably texture it, possibly in between this episode and the next, if I can find some nice texture for it. So let's have a look. I've changed the piston push tag from piston push to box action, which means we can use it for any, it sounds more like it's to do with any kind of box. So we're going to copy this for this one and change it so that this is for when you jump on a TNT crate. Which pretty much just involves changing the tag from launch crate to TNT crate, like so. Setting the box action to 1. In which case we should probably change all of this to have the launch crate tag. Okay, so if somebody jumps on it, it sets the box action to 1, and after that we want to tell it to start counting up, which we already do up here. We're adding 1 to anything with box action score of 1. So we'll have it change its block type to orange wool when it reaches, say, 20 ticks, which is orange wool has a damage value of 1. So we will go execute at E, name equals crate, tag equals TNT crate, score box action min equals 20, score box action equals 20, set block wool 1. So if we jump on this, it should turn orange. Dunk. We also destroyed it. I hadn't thought about that. Because it's considered to be destroyed, so we need to maybe add an exception for the jump tag, for the jump destroy tag. Although then it won't know it's been, it will know it's been broken. Yeah, so no headbutt. Let's just try changing this to tag equals not no, equals not TNT crate. I think I called it TNT crate. TNT crate. Okay, so let's reset that and try jumping on it again. It should launch us but not destroy it. No, it's not doing anything. Okay, it is. I guess we need to launch it separately from that then. Okay, so providing we can jump on this, which is something that needs to be fixed, we should see it change to orange, then white, then vanish. Oh yeah. So what we're doing here is we're using a box action score between 0 and 60. When we jump on it, we set the action to 1. We set red wool, we set orange wool 20 ticks after the player jumps on it. And then we set the launch score of the player when they have a box action of 1, so that launches them right at the beginning. These are slightly out of order, but they still work. Once the box action reaches 60, we change the wool to white, and when it reaches 60, we set the box action back to 0. When it reaches 40, we set the wool to white, and when it reaches 59, we set the break state to 6, which tells the crate that it has been broken by TNT. So it considers itself blown up at this point. We will now also want to actually execute on that to set the break state of any crates nearby to have that state. We could try that out now, actually. So this becomes execute at the name equals crate. Wait. Execute at tag equals TNT crate score box action min equals 59. 2 scoreboard players set at E R equals, let's say, 5. Name equals crate to set their break state to 6. So if we create a new crate next to this crate, yeah, we want to name equals crate tag not equals no TNT. Yeah. Which I think the strong crate, for example, has. So if I copy that and we put that crate, we create that crate here. And we also create a regular crate here. Like so. Should be able to initialize this crate. There we go, so they all think they're crates now. So if we jump on this now, we should hopefully see the explosion carry across. Oh, well that was good. I think the radius might have been too small. 1, 2... I would have expected it to reach that. Oh, this is because this one has a no TNT tag. That's pretty good. It's pretty good, I like it. Sweet. I'm curious to see if it breaks that one. Should be in range. I need to do something about this. I have to break them once to initialize them as crates. Okay, so let's try jumping on this again and just see. It should break it. It really doesn't like me jumping on it though, which isn't good. Oh, that is cool, right? And that will also can also be set to kill players in a radius of itself, and I guess play a boom sound and play some particles as well. There we go. It plays a little explosion particle. We could potentially make the particle run off of any crate broken by TNT instead of off of the actual TNT crate itself. Could be interesting. That would go down here. Execute at E. Score break state equals 1. Score break state min equals 1. We want to change this to 6. This is the break state for TNT. Scoreboard plays, and then this is changed to a particle command from up here. Like so. Let's see how that looks. That also launches you way too high. Haha, that looked pretty sweet. If we could maybe put some sort of delay on the explosion so that it appears to expand out from the crate, that would be cool. Things like that. I think sound effects will definitely help with that. But we've got a good start going here for the TNT crate. But I suspect this episode is now really long. So I'm going to wrap it up here. I think we've got some cool sort of mechanics coming along with the crates here. A few bugs to fix. I don't know why it launches me so high. But it's looking pretty neat indeed. Somebody in the comments, by the way, last episode suggested that for the splooshy swipe this attack here, we should use the new swipe particle. I've not played with that too much. Let's quickly do that as well because I want to see it. That's amazing. It plays the effect in the direction you're facing. That's too high. That's too low. That's kind of alright, but a little bit close, I think. It feels a little bit too close to my face in first-person view, but it is really cool that the particle is dependent on where you're facing. I wonder if I put that into a command block. Huh? Okay. Ah, okay. So effectively it's just it's an oriented particle. It's kind of cool, really. I feel like it was a little bit too close to our face, but I guess it looks better than the sploosh. So we'll change it over to this from the sploosh effect and see how that feels while we work on this level, or we work on this game even. Play icon crack. So this is going to be changed to the sweep attack particle. So now if we go over here and we click, nothing happens. Oh, it's too high again. Okay. Well, may need a little work, but that's kind of interesting. We'll see how it goes. Well, I guess I will see you next time then. Yeah. Bye.